Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from this month's sponsor, Ethico.
In the delicate arena of compliance, every conversation matters. Traditional methods can leave callers feeling unheard, but Ethico changes the game. Our empathetic interview technique reshapes compliance calls into powerful, compassionate interactions, ensuring no crucial detail is missed. It's about creating a conversation that matters, that resonates, that makes a difference. Be the change in your compliance approach. See the transformation for yourself at ethico.com/CPN. Book a demo, try our free ROI calculator, and explore the white paper by Tom Fox, The ROI of Compliance.
The Daily Compliance News for July 19, 2024, the Disreputable Conduct Edition. And we begin with that story from the Financial Times, where a Ex-Segantii Capital Management employee was accused of disreputable conduct in a case where the Securities and Exchange Commission brought an action against another party, Morgan Stanley. This employee, Robert Gagliardi, has sued his former employer, saying that he is owed $7.5 million as a bonus. However, the Securities and Exchange Commission said paying a bonus to an employee who engaged in, quote, disreputable conduct, end quote, could bring the company into disrepute. So, interesting court case on payment of alleged bonuses. Next up from the Wall Street Journal, Risk and Compliance Journal, Dylan Tokar reporting. Good to see Dylan back on. Reports that the former Goldman Sachs banker Asante Berko, a dual citizen of the U.S. and Ghana, has been extradited to the United States to stand trial over alleged bribery attempts for the president of Ghana to sign a contract with a Turkish energy company, Aksa Energy. There was a civil settlement with the SEC in 2020, but the Department of Justice unveiled or unsealed criminal charges, and he has now been extradited to the U.S. He's pled not guilty, although he's alleged to have paid at least $66,000 in bribes. In a study reported by Reuters, the federal judiciary should consider awarding employees who are victims of workplace misconduct at the hands of judges monetary damages. This would certainly be a change, but given the corruption we've seen literally at the very top of the judiciary, it's doubtful that the judiciary will do anything. Nevertheless, there was 34 recommendations contained in a 20-page report. And our final story is a long-running story that we have been following over the years, and it involves Santa Clara County in California, where the sheriff's office was selling concealed carry permits for payment of bribes. Well, we've had another conviction in that case. Former Sheriff Captain James Jensen was found guilty on felony, bribery, and conspiracy charges. No word on whether the Supreme Court's recent case will have anything to do with this because, of course, these were state charges, so maybe the payment of bribes is actually illegal in California. Mentioned at the start of this podcast, this month's sponsor for the entire Compliance Podcast Network is Ethico. Have you ever wondered how to show the ROI of your compliance program? Have you struggled with the budgeting process, getting the funds you want for your compliance program? Well, I've partnered with Ethico to put together a white paper on the ROI of compliance, which shows you not only how to demonstrate ROI, but also how to speak finance when you're sitting across from the CFO with your budget proposals. Check out the website and get the white paper. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.